Hey there, and welcome back to another Eons Away development update. In today's episode, we're diving into several new features, including a day and night cycle, skill trees, battle mechanics, a village hub, and much more. Let's get started. So, I've expanded the battle system with a new action command mechanic inspired by games like Super Mario RPG and Bug Fables. There are many types of action command mechanics, from pressing different button sequences to mashing a button repeatedly to fill up a bar. For Eons Away, I've implemented a time button press mechanic, adding an extra layer of skill to combat encounters. During combat, players are encouraged to press a button at the right moment during an attack. When attacking, an arrow starts to slide across a bar, divided into green, orange, and red segments. The green segment is your target, indicating the optimal moment to press the button for an attack bonus. To bring this mechanic to life, I've created a new script. It starts off by initializing the UI parts, such as the arrow and colored segments. The green segment is randomly positioned within the orange segment, introducing an element of unpredictability. During initialization, I ensure the arrow is created only if it does not exist. A hidden progress bar is placed behind the colored segments, meant to fill up in sync with the game's internal clock and a specified maximum time. The arrow moves with the progress of this bar, indicating the optimal moment to press a button. Finally, I assign the necessary elements in the editor, and this is the end result. When you press the correct button at the right time, you'll receive an attack bonus. Currently, the characters use speech bubbles to shout the outcomes, but I'm looking into other ways to communicate the outcomes. For now, I'm satisfied with how it functions. Besides the action command mechanic, I've implemented a new boost mechanic for the time bar. When the protagonist's character's icon reaches the boost segment of the time bar, players have a brief opportunity to press a button to jump forward on the time bar, allowing them to overtake combatants in the turn order. This move can really mix things up, letting you jump ahead in the turn order and catch your opponents off guard. You can even use it to go before an ally and buff them right before they unleash a big attack. It adds a whole new level of strategy to the game. Although the visuals might still need some polishing, I really like this mechanic. It's a unique feature that I haven't seen in turn-based RPGs before. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to gathering player feedback and further refining this unique mechanic. Do you think this is a cool idea? Feel free to drop your comments below with any suggestions or ideas. I'm excited to announce that skill trees have now been implemented in the game. I've been looking forward to adding this feature for quite a while. One of the first games I played with a skill tree was Final Fantasy X. Its skill tree allows players to explore different paths and craft unique character builds. This leads to a stronger attachment to characters, as it feels like they are uniquely shaped by your choices. In Eons Away, characters are now awarded a skill point when they level up. This skill point can be invested in the skill tree to unlock new abilities and status enhancements, strengthening the character. This can offer varying gameplay experiences, encouraging players to explore different strategies and builds. While I currently have a basic version up and running, I look forward to refining and enhancing this feature. As you play the game, you'll find chances to develop bonds with specific characters. By nurturing these relationships, you can unlock benefits, including access to exclusive quests, abilities, items, and weapons. The bonding system draws inspiration from titles like Stardew Valley and Fire Emblem: Three Houses. These systems can add a layer of emotional depth, making the game world feel alive. In Eons Away, your decisions can now impact the development of bonds with certain characters. Showing mercy in battles can improve bonds, while aggressive actions might weaken them. This dynamic isn't limited to battles, but also affects conversations and choices. Giving gifts is a simple yet effective method to strengthen your bonds with characters. Oh, and if you like this video, please consider adding Eons Away to your Steam wishlist. It will help enormously and certainly boost our bond. Thanks. Worldbuilding is a cornerstone of Eons Away, placing storytelling at its heart. To bring the game to life, I implemented some cutscenes with story bits. I also created some new characters tailored to their roles. Despite the fact that the character designs and animations are still a work in progress, I already feel the game world is coming to life. A significant milestone is the introduction of a new village that serves as the game's main hub area. It's still a work in progress, but I'm thrilled with the progress so far. The village features a little market square, dedicated spots for crafting and cooking, and a few other spots that set the stage for daily village life. Imagining the various stories and side quests that could unfold here has been a real creative spark. The goal is to give each building a unique look and feel depending on its purpose or inhabitants. Creating interiors for these buildings is also on the agenda for future updates. However, for the time being, I will leave it as is. To enhance the gaming experience, I've added a day and night cycle that can change the visuals of scenes, the quests and activities you can do, and maybe even more game mechanics down the line. For instance, certain shops will only be open during the day, and maybe some shady merchants will pop out at night. To amplify the visual shift between day and night, I've implemented an additional night post-processing layer. This layer adjusts the game's visuals to reflect the reduced visibility and ambiance of nighttime through changes to lighting, colors, and other visual effects, creating an immersive nighttime experience. This layer is dynamically managed by the game's internal clock, ensuring smooth transitions that maintain the immersion. The core of the day and night cycle lies in a dynamic timing system that tracks in-game hours, minutes, and days. This system progresses in real time but at a faster pace, enabling players to experience the full transition from day to night without waiting an actual day. Each in-game day lasts approximately 15 minutes, but I might tweak this in the future. I've created a new script to manage the in-game time, enabling environmental changes based on the time of day. For example, as evening falls, lights tagged as night lights will illuminate, and the weight of the night post-processing layer increases. This night layer's intensity changes gradually over a period of time, making the transition from day to night not only smooth but also visually engaging. The day and night cycle is set to impact the availability of quests, activities, and other game mechanics in the future. This urges players to thoughtfully plan their actions and exploration according to the time of day. This strategic element is designed to deepen engagement with the game world. However, I am committed to ensuring that players have access to all events without being constrained by the in-game calendar, preventing any content from being missed due to time progression. I'm thinking about adding a feature that rewards players for returning to town and sleeping in their bed before a specified time at night. If you manage to do so, you'll receive an experience boost for a portion of the next day. However, if you don't make it back by the set time, your character will automatically fall asleep on the spot and wake up in town the next morning. This idea is still on the drawing board, but I'd love to hear your feedback. So, please share your thoughts in the comments. To streamline development, I've created a dynamic shader graph system designed to visually represent corruption levels on characters and enemies. This system employs various visual effects, including color changes and other corruption-specific visuals. To manage these effects, I developed a script that monitors the player's corruption level and adjusts the visuals accordingly, ensuring a gradual and immersive transition. For enemies, the corruption visuals are designed to automatically dissipate upon being cleansed, streamlining the process for each new enemy encountered in the game. This automatic setup simplifies the integration of corruption effects, making it an efficient and seamless addition to the game's mechanics. I've also implemented the corruption mechanics for the player's party. When a party member's corruption level hits 100%, they'll turn hostile, switch to the enemy's side on the battlefield, and begin attacking your party. A cleansing spell can reverse the corruption, but it requires a few turns to activate. To help track this, I've placed a countdown above the character, indicating the remaining rounds until the spell is active. Once the spell activates, the character returns to their original state. However, they now suffer from the newly added frail status effect, drastically reducing their combat abilities. This condition lasts until the character has rested at an inn or campsite, presenting the player with a strategic decision: push forward with the risk or retreat and recover. In addition to the major updates, numerous minor enhancements and bug fixes have been implemented, There are too many to list here, but I'll highlight a few. When summoning a soul pact, it now appears directly in front of you. While the visual implementation still requires some work, improvements are planned for the future. New enemies have been introduced to diversify and elevate the game's challenges. These enemies are specifically designed across different elemental types for comprehensive testing. Characters now have new abilities added to their skill tree, broadening the range of gameplay options. A new foliage interaction script has been implemented, creating a rustling effect as players move through grass or leaves. The final bits of UI for the menu have been implemented. With this completed, I can now focus on refining and properly designing all UI elements of the menu, ensuring a polished experience. The addition of a mini-map has greatly enhanced exploration. I've included points of interest that players can discover, and the icons on the map update depending on whether you visited these locations or the current status of quests. I've also incorporated several tutorials throughout the game. Because Eons Away features some unique mechanics, this addition was crucial. The key focus for the first quarter is to complete a demo that showcases a vertical slice of the game, highlighting its essential features and gameplay. This serves as the foundation for crafting a cool game trailer. For those eager to try out the game and stay updated on its development, I encourage you to join the Eons Away Discord community. You'll find all the latest information and status updates there. For the upcoming devlog, I'm considering adding a Q&A section. Do you have any questions about Eons Away or game development in general? Feel free to share them here, and your question could be featured in the next devlog. Thanks again for your support and interest. Stay tuned for more updates, and I look forward to catching up with you next time.